What's happening, Andy here? I'm joined today by Fernando from Brother. How are you, Fernando?
Great. Good to see you for a long time. I mean, I guess a year, right? We don't talk.
It's been a bit. Good to see you too. It's been a while since we checked in with Brother. I wanted to find out what's happening with the A4 manufacturer, the Japanese company. You guys are down in, I believe you're in New Jersey. Is that where you are?
Yes, I'm here in Bridgewater in our headquarters. Correct.
Well, like most imaging companies, for some reason, a lot of them seem to seem to be in New Jersey. We've been following you, working with you for quite a while, and so let's just sort of dive into it. Brother, they're known through our channel for your printers, for your A4 devices, your MFPs, your scanners, uh, software. You work with dealers and resellers, and so you've been an up and comer for quite a while. How was 2024 for you guys?
It was a great year, I would say. It was a year of consolidation for Brother for Business. So that's the business we're building here. Brother is very well known for its retail, but for the last 10 years, we're doing a quite good job on Brother for Business. And today I can tell you we have not only the right product for that segment, but I mean, the right partnerships, the right programs, the right structure. I would say 2024 was a year of consolidation. So for us, it was a year that we have our structures in place. On our major accounts teams, we don't go direct, by the way. Brother only sell through channel partners, but we do have a major account teams that supports our channel partners. We work a lot on elevating sales skills and talking about verticals, the care abouts, and stuff like that. So there is a big improvement, I would say, in an investment on 24 in programs and support. So that's why we're busy, and it seems a very productive year. But more important, it was a year that we're basically creating the platform for the growth in the upcoming years, I would say.
So you're positioning yourself, you reinvested. I saw you added a bunch of new people internally, so you've been working on that. When I last saw you guys, the last dealer meeting I covered was actually at this point it was a couple years ago. It was I was surprised how many dealers you have. You have a big number of dealers. They represented all brands. There were Toshiba dealers there were Xerox dealers, there were Xerox branch locations or XPS locations. So just all the brands really. How do you see yourself in that world with A3 and A4? There's a big shift, right? A lot of that technology is going there. Are you their
Right.
partner? Are you their
Yeah.
foe? How do you position yourself?
So let me give you some numbers just to start the conversation. So in terms of partners, we have today, in terms of dealerships, around 200 partners, right? That's considering that we started from zero a couple of years ago. I mean, not even a decade ago. It's amazing. And this business growing. So this year, compared to last year, it grew 26% year over year. So if you ask me how you're doing on dealer partners, we're doing great. So it's working, the strategy is working. They are recognizing the value proposition from Brother. And you asked about A3 and A4. That's an important point because obviously A3 manufacturers are not our competitors. They are our partners too, right? I mean, we complement each other. So this combined A3 and A4 offer is what the dealers are looking for. They know that A3 market is going down. It's more difficult. Obviously, they know because since after COVID, there was a big change, right, in the not only in the industry, but I mean overall, right? And well, now people are going back to the office. Let's see how it goes. But I mean, they understand that there was a shift towards A4, but. We also understand that our partners they rely on A3 and as most as they can. They make a lot of profit there. That's their strength and so on. But they also need A4 to complement the offer. And sometimes some of our A3 partners, they don't have the right portfolio. That's where we see opportunity with them and we see our growth coming from as well.
Well, I know I know you partner with a lot of them. You OEM for some. You have a partnership with Toshiba where I'm sure we'll be seeing you later this year at their dealer conference. I forget where that is going to be, but it's I think it's this year or sometime next year. But you're always at that show at this point. And so, what is it about Brother? What's the what is it that makes you guys desirable? Like what's fueled this growth for you in your opinion? You came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I think that the first thing is we're not a threat for the channel because number one, we don't go direct, so the channel feels very much comfortable. But the A3 companies also do the same because we don't have an A3 machine, so they know we're going to stay on our lane. We're going to look for synergy and opportunities, and not really to divide. So it's really about finding the best mix for them. So the opportunities are there. So we have formal, let's say, alliances. We have not so formal alliances, but I mean, most of the relationship sometimes just with the dealership channel, and they understand and that they need to have a strong A4 and affordable and robust machine for B2B. But also we understand that they need to have a combination of both. So it's not only about the product. Actually, the product is the first part of the value proposition that we have. I can tell you today we have one of our best portfolios for SMB and enterprise level products. So, and we invested a lot in color. So in the last years, and we're going to continue to do that. So the product portfolio has evolved, and we have the workhorse line, which is not only what we call specific for the commercial channel partner, but we have some models that are exclusive for the dealer community. So we listen to them, we hear what they say, and we respond to that. Actually, recently we had a dealer council 2 weeks ago with about 10 dealers, and we changed those dealers sometimes. And I mean, we want to have different opinions, but we not only hear them, we listen to them, right? And all of the initiatives we have, or whatever is related to product or programs, I mean, is really based on the feedback they provide us. So we're doing that. So as I said, Pro is one of them, but we have programs. We are adapting or adjusting our programs to that. An important thing that we heard as well is most of the customers, they're going to the cloud, right? So when you think about uh, how we read information and collect information on DCAs, the data collect agents, we basically, most of the customers today, they're asking to go to the cloud. So we did a good partnership with a company called Tree Manager, and we're offering that to our dealers. So sometimes it's not even, it's about more partnerships and how we are evolving our programs to support their needs. So that's what I'm talking about, programs, right? And another thing that typically resonate to Brother when we ask why Brother, that's the question I'm asking since my day one here. I'm now about to complete my third year at Brother. They said, well, you have enterprise level products, which is great, great products, affordable prices, that's great. The second point they talk about are the programs, that's true, but they also talk about people, right? They say typically that's what makes the difference. So we're really investing on elevating the skill sets of our teams, but not to lose the culture of Brother. That's what our channel partner seems to value a lot and love working with Brother.
Well, there was a ton in that for us to go through. Just right off the bat, I'm thinking about the new products that you launched over the last year. The workhorse product line has been refreshed. Um, what is it about these products? What makes it special? How are dealers making money with them?
Well, first, they make money because it complements their A4, their A3 portfolio, right? It's important to have that. So one of the programs we have, which is VPP, Value Print Program, which is where we offer not only discounted prices for the consumables, but also extended warranty and other concepts. But I mean, what they really love about that is really we start asking them what is the cost per page that you need, right? And then we did the reverse math. So we just adjusted our price or our discounts to what they need as cost per page. So once we meet that cost per page that they told us that should be the target, I mean, we're in. So that's one thing that they love. I mean, so they love that we have this kind of affordable, consumable program for them so they can execute the cost per page they need. That's one of the factors. But the other one is also we extended the warranty for VPP for 3 years. So basically, if they have a contract basis for 3 years, the warranty is covered, and it's covered with what we call exchange warranty. So we basically exchange the product for them. So at first, obviously, they kind of struggle a little bit to understand, but especially because they're coming from this A3 mindset, right? But then they realize, well, this model works well for us, so let's give a shot. And today they love. I mean, so VPP, it's an example of a program that is being very successful, enabling them to do their own NPS. And we are going to upgrade this program, as I mentioned, with three managers. So now we're going to be able to have this connection on the cloud. And the technology point of view that you asked was, we have a broader solutions interface, which is something we developed that Tree Manager leverages that, so they can connect to our machines directly on the cloud. So not on premise. I mean, it's a very simple and clean connection, and our customers and our channel partners are loving that opportunity as well.
So the affordability that just and then you mentioned managed print. So these are targeted for managed print. They just fit really well into it. And then these cloud products they integrate with it. Is that the approach?
That's correct. So it's we're expanding our technology to make it even easier. So we listen to them. They say, well, most of my customers now, they're on the cloud. They don't want to install DCA on their premises. What can you do? Well, we just realized it was better to go with a partner than just develop our own DCA. And actually, there's no DCA. It's on the cloud. Sorry. And because it's a third party, it's something that the dealer channel say, well, I'm already using this company Tree Manager. I want to know more about that. And by the way, I can manage my A3 fleet and my A4 in the same DCA. Yes, you can, right? In the same software. So these kind of strategic decisions, I think, are resonating to them, and they are showing that we're in the right direction. The results are showing. Just the numbers I started giving you are the reflect that we're in the right direction, I would say.
Well, small affordable printers are very, very conducive to managed print services. I'd have to
Yeah,
say.
so just recap, it's enterprise level, small devices that are affordable with a program that supports MPS even on the cloud, right? That's another one. The programs, the extended warranty and exchange warranty, which is basically what we do.
3 years. 3 years.
3 years warranty. And on top of that, it's easy to do business with Brother, right? I mean, so that's what we hear. They ask us, don't lose your essence. I mean, you guys are great. You hear us. Problems are solved in question of hours or sometimes days, but no more than that. So there is a lot of things that makes Brother the ideal solution for dealers. I mean, we're talking about dealers, but we also play with ITSPs, with business, with different kind of commercial customers. So, but dealers is really our focus. And even the large dealers, the mega dealers are starting to say, hey, who's Brother? I mean, how can I know more about them, and how can I leverage more about Brother? So we're also starting to have this kind of conversation with some mega dealers. In the past, I would say, they would say, well, you guys are not what kind of products we want to, but I mean, today they say, well, it makes a lot of sense to have Brother in our portfolio. So we're starting those conversations with mega dealers as well, that in the past would be impossible.
Well, I could see why. There's a great case for it. And we're winding down, but before I let you go, I want to maybe just dig in a little bit. What's coming down the pike for 2025? What are you excited about for this upcoming year?
So our focus is very clear, is the dealer community, right? I mean, we're still investing a lot on dealer community. Mega dealers is another opportunity for us. As I said, we want to be the best A4 option for the channel. We want to continue to work with other business partners, not only dealers. I mean, that's the big, let's say, the focus, but obviously ITSPs and business contract are important for us as well. And another thing we're trying to figure out, or to create a story for our customers to make it easier, for our partners to make it easier, is what we call the multi-site business. So it's interesting that Brother has a lot of corporate customers, right? But when you see those corporate customers, they have let's say, something in common. Most of them are what we call multi-site business. I'm not talking about distributed printing, not about that. It's about really a customer like convenience store, like quick service restaurants, right? Those kind of customers, they have thousands of stores sometimes, and they relies on Brother because Brother, it's very easy to deploy. And sometimes on those, let's take, I cannot say names here, I'm not authorized to say that, but I mean, most of the quick service restaurant franchisings are Brother customers. But when they add a new restaurant, I mean, in that restaurant, you don't have an IT service department. I mean, the manager of the restaurant is basically unboxing the machine, connecting the machine, and do everything. So for those customers, they see a lot of value how Brother can deploy remotely those machines from delivery to unboxing to installing to servicing those machines like the extended warranty I mentioned. We just swapped the machine. So this kind of a multi-site business, it's a pattern that we're seeing, and we're going to explore it more. So I just mentioned restaurants. I mentioned convenience stores, retail. It's very important. We've been to different trade shows on retail. What else I can tell you? I mean, on healthcare, actually, especially the dentist organizations that we call DSOs, dentist service organizations, they rely on Brother. There's some kind of franchising there that model is favorable for Brother. So there is a lot of different industries, education that relies on this multi-site business where you don't have a typical IT service on site, and you need to rely on a reliable vendor to execute that in a nice way. So that's where I see a lot of opportunity. So we're going to tell that story this year as well.
Yeah, it's not even just the printers, right? I mean, it's the printers, it's the scanners, it's the label printers probably in several of those verticals that
Oh,
you
that's right,
mentioned.
correct. A little bit
Um,
the one Brother approach, right? I mean, obviously, we have, as you mentioned, mobile printers, we have large formats, we have a different kind of printers that sometimes we just forget when we talk in the day-to-day. But I mean, you're right. I mean, it's not only, and scanners as well. Workflows are increasing a lot, right? I mean, and more and more customers are asking for workflows and more scanning capabilities. So that's another thing we're considering as well.
well, and I would think, this kind of weird hybrid office that we're in right now where, some people are coming back, but not everybody is coming back. You need to have flexibility with your capabilities, right? In some cases everybody's going to come to the office and you don't need that extra those extra devices around. But if people are going to work from home, you want secure devices. You want them set up properly by IT. Those are going to be scanners. Those are going to be printers. Those are going to be all-in-ones or MFPs. And those are going to go home with people in some cases because if I'm gonna say I'm gonna work from home 3 days a week, I better be able to do my job from home just the way I do it at the office. And I think there's customers that have decided that they are going to invest in their people no matter where they are. It's certainly easier, I would think, if I was selling this, I would think it's just much easier to not be vulnerable, not have my people just plugging whatever they want into my network. It's if I can control it, if I can make sure I'm using the latest technology from Brother, if it's updated with the latest software, with the latest security and vulnerability updates, right? Then I make sure my people are protected. And you guys have a good product line for
Yeah.
those purposes. It's A4. And it's affordable A4. It's not, you don't have some of these screens on there are beautiful screens, but sometimes you just need a little screen to get your job done.
Actually, the new machines, they have a decent screen, LCD panel, I mean, enough to operate everything that the customer needs. So yeah, you're right. One important thing that you mentioned, a work from home is very similar to multi-site business. I mean, we need to deploy thousands of printers to different locations, and it works exactly the same way as working from home. So how we deploy that remotely, how we keep those printers updated with the security firmwares, patches and firmwares updates, stuff like that. So that's our strength. So it's not only multi-site location, but as you mentioned, working from home is one of them. So that's exactly, let's say, the sweet spot for Brother today. So in the past, we used to say, well, it's more like a desktop printer, affordable printer, but it's moving, right? And we have printers today with trays and different kind of accessories that can be a nice printer for a hub, let's say a workroom in an office, but really our strength is in this multi-site location. So how we deploy one printer at a time to 1,000 locations with the same quality, with the same uh, uh, easiness to make it happen, right? I would say.
Well, common experience like that certainly makes it much easier for the people installing it, much quicker, which turns into, more profitable. This has been great. It's been excellent catching up with you. We're going to see you out and about this year. You have any big shows coming up that Brother's going to be doing or visiting or a part of?
We're still working on how can I say supporting our dealer channels. Yes, for sure. We are in partnership with most of the associations. Our maybe sometimes you're not going to see me, but our team, I mean, is everywhere. I mean, I can assure you that. So we're being, and especially we're looking for those kind of franchising shows and retailers and healthcare shows as well. Yes, we're going to be there. And the important part is for us is that this year, 25, starts what we call Japanese companies, they work for long term, right? So we created a plan for the next 3 to 5 years. So we are on that right now. So last year was a year to prepare for the next 3 years term. So it's done, and now fiscal year 25 is the first step of that execution. So we are really excited and ready to go. I mean, not only for the short term, but really for the long run. That's what our goal is.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much for coming on today. Appreciate your time. We will catch up soon, and I know I'll be seeing your team all over the place over the next couple months. I think there's a BTA coming up very soon, and we typically see you there. So, great catching up with you. Thank you for coming on, Fernando.
No, you're more than welcome. Thank you for having me here.
Great seeing you. Bye.
Bye.